Hello, folks. This is your friend Marshal Andy. Welcome to our YouTube program we call Marshal Andy and Friends, the Loudon Sessions. I hope you enjoy our show today, and many thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen, for episode number 26 of Marshal Andy and Friends, the Loudon Sessions. We're going to begin today with a song titled Laura. It's a song that's near and dear to Marshal Andy's heart. It's a song that it's not a song for the faint-hearted. The lyrics, the melody, and the chord structure is very complex. It makes a very complex song. And Andy, I think if you hadn't had some experience doing crooner stuff back in your youth, I think you'd have a hard time with it today.
Well, I certainly would. Wouldn't have even attempted it, but I had all those years of doing big band singing like that. Mm-hmm. But we called them crooners back then, if you remember. Yeah. But this came from a movie called Laura, and it's just wonderful the way it's all turned out.
Yeah, and something else about this song, folks. In the movie you're talking about, the leading lady was a lady named Gene Tierney. Mm-hmm. And she looked a whole lot like Kathryn.
Oh, so much like it. When I worked at the movies at that time, if I wanted to see her in one of them, I fell in love with it at age 15 or 16 I was. And I would change shifts with somebody else where I could sit down and watch the whole movie if she was in it rather than taking up tickets or changing the marquee, my job, because I couldn't keep up with the movie. But anyway, I just went nuts over her, and I did that the whole time I was working through on into college, and never did I ever think that I would ever meet, let alone marry, a woman that looked and even acted in body presence, everything, so much like Gene Tierney.
How many times did you see the movie?
Every time I could. I'd say 6 or 7 times. I'd go back home when I knew, even after I was off, I'd go back down there and see the late movie.
Well, it turns out I found some pictures on the internet of Gene Tierney, and I downloaded one and got a picture of Kathryn I scanned a couple of weeks ago, and I put together a composite, put them side by side. So let's just stop for a second and let the folks see the comparison of Gene Tierney and Kathryn.
Yeah, let's just do that. It's amazing how much they look like. They were about at the same age at that time.
Okay.
Not at each one of them at that time, no, but that time of year and that time of career.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they'd pass for twins, but they surely look a lot alike.
Well, they certainly could for sisters.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Yeah, it was about I guess a couple of years that I actually dated Kathryn before we were married. That I knew there was something more special that drew me in, and I didn't know when Johnny Mercer wrote the song. Johnny Mercer out of Savannah, and then went on to become the president and owner of Capitol Records. Now, I did not know that he had one of the lines in there was what really those eyes, how familiar they seem. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what it was all the time. It was her eyes, and Kathryn was so much like her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I married her.
Yeah. Well, you ready to give it a shot?
Let's do it right now.
Let's do it.
It's Laura. Is the face in the misty lights, footsteps that you hear down the hall, the light that floats on a summer night that you can never quite recall. And you train that is passing through. Those eyes, how familiar they seem. She gave your very first kiss to you. That was Laura, but she's only a dream, only a dream. Those eyes, how familiar they seem. She gave your very first kiss to you. That was Laura, but she's only a dream, a dream. Laura, a dream of mine.
The next song we're going to do is a song called Going Away Party. It was written by Cindy Walker, recorded by, I know, Willie Nelson and Marshal Andy, and who else recorded it, you
There's a
know?
lot of other people, but the one that I heard was with Asleep at the Wheel, that Western swing band they've got, and Willie Nelson was singing it, and that's what really put me onto it, and then I recorded it. Yeah.
That's a neat song.
Well, it is a good song. I did do one thing a little different. Most of us all country instruments. I put a saxophone in the beginning instead in place of the fiddle, and worked out good.
Yeah. You were going to mention something we did earlier, the Laura lyrics. You were going to mention?
Yes, folks. If the song that we did just prior to this, the reason I'm sitting here reading this, and I apologize for that. You just, by the way, you just got me the words to this song because I had no idea what the words were, but I always loved the theme of it when it was playing in the movie. It was played all the way. Drew, my son, was mentioning it to me the other night, that theme is all the way through the song. So when Kathryn and I used to go, my wife, to a dance, I'd ask him, do you know, so we could dance, a slow dance. I said, do you know Laura? And they said, we don't have anybody to sing it, but I know the piano player. And I said, let's just do that. And so I never knew the words to the song until, so that's why I was glued to this sheet. I apologize for that.
They're not the easiest lyrics.
Well, I had a guy call me the other day and asked me, how do you remember the words to all those songs? And I said, well, it's because I don't know the words to.
There you go.
No, but I don't normally read, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
I do a lot of times. Anyway,
Yeah.
Going Away Party, folks.
I'm going away party for a dream of mine. So just put me off in the corner with a glass and bottle of your party wine. Don't worry, it won't be loud party, 'cause I feel too low to get too high. It's just a sad going away party for a dream that I'm telling goodbye.
He's throwing a going away party for a dream. He's telling goodbye. a tear will drop in almost any time. Don't worry, it won't be a loud party. Dreams don't make noise when they die. It's just a sad going away party for a dream that I'm telling goodbye. For a dream that I'm telling goodbye.
Goodbye.
So the next song we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is a song called To Have and To Hold. Andy suggested we do this song because it's one of his favorite Eddy Arnold songs. But Eddy Arnold didn't write it, and to be honest, we don't know who wrote it. I've looked it up, tried to look it up on the internet, and we can't find it. But
well, you know, there's one thing about this, Rex. This is something that Eddy Arnold did at one time back in the, I think it was back in the early '90s. He came out with a new CD, but he did two of them at the same time. One was called Then, that was all of his country stuff, hits, and Now, the new stuff, and this was included on that because it was something new he hadn't done before and he wanted to try it. And he didn't get the smash hits that he probably would have gotten if he'd done it earlier because he was getting quite old. He was 85 when he did this. But anyway, it is called To Have and To Hold. Now this would make any situation that comes up that has to do with, you know, your wedding date or a birthday or anything that had to do with annual affair with y'all together. And that's what I was, what got me. And I even said in my interview with him, Eddie, you're a sentimental guy, and I am too.
Oh, yeah.
Why did you do this song? See, and then he went on and said basically the same thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was the story behind it.
And speaking of the interview, we actually have a clip of that interview for the folks, don't we, Andy?
We sure do. That's one of the interviews. I think I did 7 or 8 of those with him.
Yeah. So let's just cut to the interview with Marshal Andy and Eddy Arnold from, when was it? Early '80s, maybe, something like that.
Yeah, 90s.
In the early '90s. Okay.
Talking about tears, I'm real emotional, and you are too.
Yes.
And I heard this song once, and we're coming up on our 50th anniversary soon, and this song hit me right between the eyes. And I had a lady call into this station here just recently, and she got the same feeling of whenever I set the song up. Tell me about this song, Eddie. It's such a beautiful, beautiful song, To Have and To Hold.
Well, it was written by the guy that wrote the song we just played, Don McLean. And it was written in 1990. And he wrote such pretty songs.
Boy, I'm telling you.
He really did. And I know you talk about Perry Como singing. I heard him sing it, and he could sing those ballads so pretty, so
beautiful.
fine.
Yeah, you and he were good friends too, were you not?
Oh yes,
I know you were. That y'all were.
Well,
the same
we
person.
were on the same record label, and that's how I got to know him. I went to RCA at a Christmas party one time, and I went up east to attend that Christmas party, and I met Perry Como.
Isn't that great? Well, you know, this song, To Have and To Hold, is definitely a song that would make a person think back when they have an anniversary. And it's just beautifully, beautifully done, and you do such a good job on it. Let's listen to it once again. To Have and To Hold, Mr. Eddy Arnold.
As the seasons go circling and the years spent away and the highway grows narrow at the end of the day, a promise I made you on the first day of spring, to have and to hold this gold wedding ring,
to have and to hold till death do us part, in sickness or health, with all the love in my heart, for richer or poor, till we both have grown old, through all of life's seasons, to have and to hold. Should we have children or live all alone, the light of our love will always be shown. Our union is timeless, our love beyond words, to have and to hold, to the ends of the earth, to have and to hold, till death do us part, in sickness or health, with all the love in my heart, for richer or poor, till we both have grown old, through all of life's seasons, to have and to hold, through all of life's seasons,
to have and to hold.
The last song of the day is Just a Closer Walk with Thee, written by Red Foley, and I remember singing this in the Baptist church growing up.
Yes, I'm not sure that Red actually wrote the song. I know that he was the first one to have the hit on the song. And when, let's say, it was Hank Williams' death in Alabama. My sister was living there at the time, she and her husband, and there were so many people there, they had to park a mile away to walk to the funeral site, the burial site. And guess who sang it? Red Foley sang for him, yes. And they said it wasn't a dry eye in that whole place when he did that.
What year did he die, you remember?
I'm going to say about I'm guessing at this a little bit, about 1953.
Okay, 53.
53 or 54. I'm talking about Hank, of course.
Yeah.
Red Foley, I'm not sure when he died. But Red was a great, great singer. Beautiful baritone, deep baritone voice. Great voice, yeah. Well,
Are you going to give it a shot?
yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
I am weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from all wrong. I'll be satisfied as long as I walk, dear Lord, close to Thee.
Just a closer walk with Thee, granted Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to Thee, cares. Who with me my burden shares? None but thee, dear Lord, none but thee. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. When my feeble life is over and time for me will be no more, guide me gently, safely over to thy kingdom, dear Lord, to thy shore. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. You had a good show today, Andy.
I think so. We had something different, something new, and something new by Eddy Arnold.
Had an interview, plus we had a picture of Kathryn and Gene Tierney, and that was a cool song. Laura.
Well, that's a story within a story.
It is.
Yeah, and someday I may tell it. In completion, I mean.
Yeah, when you first mentioned that song, I looked it up and found the chords. That was some. I was going to learn a whole bunch of new chords. I'm glad we come up with that.
Yeah,
instead.
that worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. But anyway,
Have you ever seen any two people no can look as much alike?
yeah.
And that was her expressions on the screen and the way she carried herself, her body movements, everything was just like her. They were just like they were about the same height. They were slim. They were tall. I mean, they were gracious and just wonderful.
So I know they kind of looked alike. You're saying Gene Tierney's mannerisms, whatnot, like Kathryn's.
Whole thing.
Oh.
And there are a couple of shots with her with sunglasses on, which I didn't want to have.
Yeah.
That even looked more when Kathryn had her hair down like
Really?
Gene did, than she did, than the one we got, really.
Mm.
But it's close.
That's interesting.
It's close, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, folks, thanks for joining us for episode 26.
And thank you, Rex.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
For episode 26 of Marshal Andy and Friends of Loudon Sessions. Join us again in 6 weeks, which would be what we say, April the 27th.
April 27.
For episode 27.
And we'll have something new.
We will. We don't know what yet. We'll talk about it this week, but thank you for joining us.